So keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked. That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Bitch.
Hey.
Welcome to the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast, soon to be a Battlefield 2078. What's the number?
2042.
2042 podcast. It's a joke. Maybe. We'll see. Give it a year. Welcome to the show. Episode 140. This is the correct number, right?
Close enough, yeah.
It's close enough. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Welcome to the show. Today we have an episode planned. We have notes to do an episode of this podcast, and welcome to that, which is what we're doing. So we got a lot to talk about, sort of. Most of it is news related, but there actually are a couple interesting patch notes and hidden patch notes to go over as well, which we will of course get into. But before that, excuse me, we have a couple announcements. So first of all, welcome to our new gold fucking patrons, dude. Our new gold patrons, Jack C. Is that a real name? It looks too fake. Looks like a movie character.
It looks kind of fake. Yeah, it does. I think it's. I bet it's a real name though, but it looks kind of fake. It's fake news. Yeah.
Your name is fake, Jack C. Change it, but it's a cool name, I guess. Forget about it. Reflex.
God.
Harry V, which is kind of funny to say. And Coltster 185, of course, change it. Boys, thank you for joining the fucking Patreon at the golden tier, dude. The golden tier. Now, welcome to our new platinum patrons and to our new Damascus patrons. Welcoming back Mr. fucking Gen Hero. Welcome back, little buddy. And Tyron D. Interesting name. This must be, let me guess, this is the French Quarter of Louisiana. Tyron, let me know if that is a correct guess.
No.
Cool.
French Canadian, 100% French Canadian.
Okay.
Lag probably knows him. IRL, we should ask. They all know each other.
We'll see.
If you live in Canada, you probably know another person, or every other person that lives in Canada, actually.
That is, of course, true, because no one likes to live in that dog shit frozen tundra. Gen Hero and Tyron, boys, thank you for being our new fucking Damascus patrons, real king shit. I'm happy for, and I'm appreciative of our new gold patrons, but I'm more appreciative of our new Damascus patrons, of course. So really thank you, boys. Much appreciated. And I'm kidding, all of you. Thank you very much. Also, Mitch Kochka, who's doxed himself before, frankly just has some explaining to do. I mean, he changed his monthly pledge from 27 Canadian dollars to 30 Canadian dollars. Now, I don't know if you recently were diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder, but I'm not sure I see the need for this type of change to this degree. Now, I'm not mad about it. I'll fucking take it. But it's very odd. It was odd to see in my little fucking dashboard, right? It was a little odd.
It's probably more just the taxes in Canada went up, so now instead of paying 27, he has to pay 30 because of their taxes.
Trudeau,
that's probably what it is.
Trudeau wrote another law and enacted it because he's the monarch. There's no parliament in Canada. All right. Anyways, Mitch, thank you, dude. Much appreciated. All of you guys, thank you very much. For real, patreon.com/Dropshot the Dropshot, we've got fucking bonus eps. We got weekly hangouts. We got other things too, gameplay breakdowns, and which we're doing tonight with our subject. And we have community events sometimes, which we'll of course get into.
Oh, yeah.
Which we will of course get into. But thank you, boys and girls. Patreon.com/the Dropshot's the best way to support the program for you and for us. So if you wanted to piss away some money, waste some cash, support the show, do it there first. You get the most out of it, and so do we. Also, Nico1 change it with the offline fucking Twitch sub to your boy. That's me, by the way. Fuck Tanner. And I'm hoping you did not sub to Tanner offline.
He didn't. Thanks, Nico. Appreciate it,
awesome.
bud.
Shout out to Nico, friend of the pod.
For nothing.
So cheers, boys, all of you. Thank you. Also, Bjorn, child in the community of a 13-year-old child, is in the Discord. He has a mining farm. He's frankly melting the ice caps on his own with how many GPUs he's just mining away with.
Literally destroying the environment. I hope you feel happy.
And he's
Bjorn.
so young. He's so young, and he's just destroying the environment that he's going to have to live in.
Exactly.
It's disgusting.
It's his own home he's destroying.
Yes, correct. So anyway, this child has been server boosting the Discord lately, and frankly, I didn't know what the fuck that was. I don't know what that is. I still don't really. I mean, it's like you pay Discord money, and then like. I actually don't know what happens. I've never looked into it. However, Tanner informed me, thanks to Bjorn and all of you who have server boosted before. Bjorn definitely has done that the most, though. We have access to a fun and exciting new Discord feature. Tanner, can you tell us about this fun and exciting new feature?
So we have access to making our own custom URL. So sometime next week we have to get this figured out, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to just do discord.gg/the Dropshot. Because I always wondered how people did that, because you hear of like big Discord accounts like discord.gg/phase clan or something. That's probably not a real one, but they all have that, and I always wonder how they did that. Yeah. So cool. Apparently now we can do that. And I don't think these server boosts like go away or anything. I don't know how it works. If it's like on a timer, like in a few months, they start dropping down and you have to boost it again. I don't know. But we have access to that. Supposedly the voice quality channels are higher. However, I think it's the opposite, because Raz's voice quality sounds worse on Discord than
still happening.
Probably. So this program may be a disaster. We'll see. We'll get it. We'll fix it after if that's the case. And then we can also all upload up to 100 megabyte files now, by the way. So some people before, like...
that's huge, actually.
Yeah, like some people before, like you couldn't even post like a 5-second video or something because it would be too big. So now you can do that, apparently. So that's cool.
That's very cool.
Mostly just the URL thing seems to be the biggest. So yeah, we can just tell people discord.gg/the Dropshot. You'll find us there, you know, instead of some dumb link.
I know, that's going to be really nice. So thank you, Bjorn. We'll be setting that up shortly. I would have already done it, but we also have to change like all the automated links, like commands, buttons, show notes. And that's going to take a little bit of time. So we'll be doing that shortly, though, and we'll let you guys know. But that doesn't matter if you're already in the Discord, all right? Already. Now, of course, join the fucking Discord. And thank you again, Bjorn. Much appreciated. Also, we do have a Patreon hangout on Friday at our normal time, 7 o'clock. So last time I stayed up till fucking 3 a.m. I'm not doing that this week. But I'll still be there for quite a while. Because we have the tournament the next day, which we will, of course, get into. So stop by for the hangout. Just a reminder. All patrons are welcome. We've gotten a lot of new patrons. If you guys wanted to fucking hang out, chat, vibe, then be sure to be here for that. And if you are in a blender with the whole schedule this week, I will remind you that it is posted on our Twitter at the Dropshot Pod. You can see the little fucking image there. So that is that. Maybe we'll fuck around and do some Scriblio. I was sort of thinking maybe let's do some customs, but we're going to be doing that all day the next day. So nah. Yeah. So
maybe we'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Look into it.
Doubt it. But yeah, we'll look into it for sure. All right. And then that leaves us with the tournament, which is going to be on Saturday. So a reminder, tournament is on Saturday the 12th at a time. What is it, 12 or 1 p.m.?
It's 1.
It's 1. Okay, cool. 1 p.m. Pacific time, the only correct time zone, of course. We're going to be doing a tournament. Now, rules don't matter. Structure doesn't matter. And I'll get into that in a second. But let me just remind you that there is no podcast episode on Saturday. It's going to be just the tournament. It's going to be a complete mess, which it already has been. And then we're done for the day. That's it. So there's no episode on Saturday. So just keep that in mind. And instead of being there for the program, be there for the tournament. And it'll start at 1 o'clock. We might go live a little early. I suspect I probably will. Maybe not. But definitely, definitely by 1, we will be live. Pacific time, of course. Now, so what's interesting is, God, it's so interesting to me. It's so interesting because here's what's interesting about what happened. Okay. God, it's fascinating. Okay. We had a tournament idea. Let's play Rebirth Island. That's all we said. We said, let's do Rebirth Island. So we said, okay, you guys want to do Resurgence or Mini Royale? So because we're dumb, we put it up to a vote. And you guys voted on Mini Royale. Cool. Cool. So then we said, okay, cool. So we're going to do fucking Mini Royale on Rebirth Island in 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, which is roughly 45 days. Right? Which is how many fucking hours that is. Almost 1,000 hours, right? We said, okay, we're doing this thing at this time, by the way. Okay, cool. 2 weeks later, we have signups for it. No one signs up. Just no one signs up. So we have all these signups. And then all of a sudden, there's this swelling, this upswell of people like, hey, can we do Resurgence instead? Because you idiots, right? And this is our fault, because if you're a patron of this show, you don't have a functioning brain. You have a wet brain, right? You have a smooth, wet brain. So we shouldn't be surprised by this. A couple, whatever, actually a week ago or two, people were like, let's do Resurgence instead of Mini Royale. Let's take a vote.
Which is fair.
And hey, fair. You guys can vote all you want. Now, it's kind of like voting for the next fucking prime minister of Russia. Your vote doesn't matter, but you can vote. Sure, I don't care. So you guys did a vote. And so there was a faction of people saying, well, I've been practicing for fucking Mini Royale for 9 weeks and taking performance-enhancing drugs, like that one kid on Twitter taking Adderall or something. Don't care.
Should we talk about that tonight?
No, I don't care.
Yeah, they all do.
We can if you want, but it doesn't matter. For fucking Mini Royale. So then there's all this bickering, and Tanner and I were like, we said we're doing Mini Royale. We'll just do fucking Mini Royale. Because there's going to be more events next time anyway, right? We're going to have more. This isn't the last event. This isn't like the final thing you'll do before there's just a nuclear holocaust, right? There will be other things to do. This isn't the last thing, but whatever. So we said, okay, no, we're going to do Mini Royale because that's what we said we're going to do. And then it's just so crazy because again, and it's so interesting. For 4 weeks, we said, here's the fucking sheet. Sign up. Not a goddamn soul signs up.
Well,
except for a couple people who are not wet, smooth brains. Some people, a small percentage of people sign up. And then, I don't know how this worked, because we pawned it off on GOAT for this very reason. Then, all of a sudden, people are surprised to learn that there isn't just an infinite lobby size for, and I quote, this is the title of the playlist, by the way, Mini Royale. And people are like, oh, there aren't just unlimited spots for this? That's so weird. You scammed me. Did we, though? Did we? Because we fucking told you what it was 6 weeks ago. And now you're molding at us for telling you in advance exactly what's going to happen and how to sign up for 4 weeks. And there are plenty of spots. There are bountiful, just full of spots on the fucking sign up. Full of spots in the lobby. And until literally today, the last day, you had fucking a month, the last day, everyone decides to sign up at the same time. Unsurprisingly, the lobby fills up because that's what happens when you're doing an event. You can only have so many people in, especially a mini event, like the name of the goddamn mode, right? So everyone's shocked that Mini Royale isn't just unlimited capacity. Very cool. Very cool.
I thought it was 150 players.
And now all of you are molding. So then there's this faction of people who are saying, let's just make it Verdansk Mini Royale. And these people, by the way, tomorrow are going to say, you know what? Let's make it Plunder. Let's just make it, you know what? Let's do a Cold War fucking search and destroy tournament.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Schizophrenic you guys are.
That sounds fun, actually.
Schizophrenic you are. And it makes me furious. So anyways, there's this faction of people saying, okay, well, let's move it to Verdansk because I didn't sign up in time, even though I had literally a month to do so. So now you guys have fucked me. You got me fucked up, dude. Because we are in this awkward position, Tanner and I, where we either make it Mini Royale, and then the people who were originally saying, oh, I already signed up and I've been practicing for Rebirth Island Mini Royale, and I want to play that, and that's why I've been practicing it, because that's what I thought we were doing. So we can either move this to Verdansk so we can get all of the late entries included and make that set of people furious, or we can just not do that, and then all the people who waited until the last day to sign up, or they can get mad because they signed up too late and spots filled up. So no matter what we do, someone's going to be mauled. And guess whose fault it is, dude? It's your fault. It's your fault. You signed up late.
Damn.
Be an adult. Be an adult. Now, luckily for you guys, okay, luckily for you late entries, Tanner is your savior. And you
I'm
should
for the
gift
people.
him subs. You should donate to him. You should give him bits. You should thank him. You should write him a letter, dude. You should write him a letter and you should put it in the P.O. box and make sure you address it to him or I'll burn it. And you should say, hey, thanks for advocating for us because we're procrastinating dipshits who waited until the last day to sign up. And you came in and saved the day, dude. Because guess what? If it was up to me, dude, I would have said, see ya. We're doing what we said we were going to do 6 weeks ago. So I'm dead serious. We would have done Rebirth Island if it were up to me. But Tanner was really wanted to do, let's just make it Verdansk. Let's make everyone happy. So that's what we're going to do.
I'm the better person here, which is you guys obviously know that if you've been listening, you know, I'm the better person here. It's obvious, right? So I'm with you guys. If you're signing up on the last day of the tournament, you're not signing up late. If you're signed up by midnight, you signed up when you were supposed to. So fuck Raz. His opinions don't reflect the Dropshot LLC as a whole, right? That's what I'd like to say. So fuck Raz. It's on Verdansk and everyone can play. It's that simple. I'm trying to make one big happy Earth, dude. No wars, no anger, just one big happy family. Everyone getting along.
Why can't we? Is that the Village People?
I don't know. Is it?
There's a Village People song. Oh yeah, it's the war. What is it good for? I think. Anyways, on a very serious note. Okay. Some of you are saying we didn't sign up late. We signed up before the deadline. Sure. But it is mini royale. You guys had to know we can't. I mean, there is a cap. There's a limit on the number of people you can have in the lobby. Now, to your guys' credit, I didn't think of a player cap because I didn't think we were going to hit it because everyone signed up at the last minute. Goat didn't think of it. Tanner didn't think of it. And evidently none of you guys thought of it either. So actually, no one thought of this. No one thought this was going to be an issue. So I kind of see why. Oh, excuse me. I kind of see why it happened. And this is, again, why we said that this is going to be a disaster, this tournament. This is why. I didn't know what was going to go wrong, but I knew something was going to go wrong. And here's hitch number 1. There will be more tomorrow. Tune in. Trust me. There's going to be more fuck-ups, more issues, whatever. But we warned you guys this was going to be a disaster. So, in your guys' defense, yeah. That's fine. So, yeah, we're going to do, whatever, Verdansk, but it's still going to be Mini Royale. And we are going to we're going to keep the same deadline. So, 11:59 p.m. on the 9th, Pacific time is the deadline. So, Goat has the form in the Discord, same one. Sign up there. Deadline is absolutely closed by then. And if you don't have a team, that's okay. We will put you on one. And it's going to be, again, Verdansk Mini Royale. Now, you know, like I said, again, on a serious note, we had to make one of 2 groups of people unhappy. So we're going with the making people play the different map last minute people mad, and making the later sign up people happy. So that's what we're doing. So stay mad about it. Now, we were tossing around the idea of doing a resurgence tournament maybe next month or something. But I don't know if we should, because a lot of you guys want to participate in these events, which is really cool. And if we do a resurgence tournament, only 40 people can be in it. Unless we did like 2 separate matches and then did like brackets that way or something. So like the top 5 teams in bracket 1 and the top 5 teams in bracket 2 reconvene in the final 3rd lobby. We could maybe do something like that. I'd have to talk to Goat about it. But anyways, yeah, we're moving it to Verdansk Mini Royale. So that is what we're doing. So is that pretty much everything, Tanner? Am I forgetting anything?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, so the sign up is in the Discord. Go to the Rebirth tournament channel in the Patreon lounge. And then you can sign up.
Any loungers?
Oh, no. See the pinned messages and then you can sign up there.
Yeah.
Now, on the topic of the tournament, we also said we were going to do some prizes. Maybe. We've decided against it. Just kidding. We're going to do some prizes, and these are going to be a little different than any prize you've ever seen. Any prize you've ever heard of before.
You've never heard of this as a winning prize, I can promise you.
Correct. So we hadn't really decided what we want to do in terms of prizes. And then apparently someone DM'd Gotodope, tournament organizer. Slivovitz DM'd Gotodope, tournament organizer, and was like, hey, I want to donate 150 United States dollars worth of gift cards for the prize pool.
Gift cards to
now,
where?
Really quickly, I'm going to take a brief, maybe 30 seconds to see if anyone in chat has any guesses What would be the most appropriate establishment
You're making it too easy.
Reward gift cards for a Dropshot community tournament?
Arby's.
Arby's gift cards is not a good guess, and that's not correct. No, absolutely not. Dropshot merch store is a fine guess, but no. Not quite. Not quite.
GameStop, no. Panda Express, no. Buffalo Wild Wings, no. What do you think? Look at chat. Do you think the correct answer is there now? What do you think?
The correct answer is here. So a lot of... We have the correct answer. And it is from Pritch. And that answer is, of course, P.F. Chang. The best chain restaurant, Chef Kane, by the way, Malding. P.F. Chang's the best establishment for food, for putting food in your mouth on planet Earth.
God.
The young god Slivovitz is generously donating 150 United States dollars worth of P.F. Chang's gift cards for the pool. Huge.
Let's go.
I heard this idea and I laughed hard and I was like, Jesus Christ, Sliv, that is an excellent idea. That's fucking hilarious. So, Slivovitz, thank you for your generosity and thank you for the idea. And it's an exceptional idea. So Tanner and I are going to match that $150 and we'll just do cash. So how is this going to work? So $300 value, whatever. So how's this going to work? Okay. The winner of the tournament is going to get 3 $25 P.F. Chang's gift cards and $75 cash. That's first place. Okay. Second place is going to get 2 $25 gift cards and 50 United States dollars. Third place is going to get 1 $25 gift card and 25 United States dollars. Now, you might be thinking, you guys probably don't know what the team size is because clearly none of you read the document or know anything about Mini Royale. But each team actually has 3 players on it, right? 3 players. So first place gets 3 $25 gift cards. This makes perfect sense, right? Awesome. Great. And cash, which can be easily divisible. Second place only gets 2.
Interesting.
So there's 3 teammates on the second place team, but only 2 gift cards. How do we remedy this situation? We don't win next time. That simple. That simple. Now, again, if it were up to me, no one would win anything except first place. But again, luckily for you guys, right? Tanner is your advocate. But we had to compromise.
I'm for the people. Yeah, it's that simple.
Tanner's for the people, but Tanner and I had to compromise. And second place gets 2 gift cards, and we're gonna give them to you, and you're gonna figure it out, and it's probably gonna be a little awkward, and you deserve it. Win next time. Third place gets 1 gift card.
If you get second or third, that's more embarrassing than getting last place. So you don't want to get second or third anyways. It's first place or anything else other than second or third, right?
Correct. Exactly. So it's going to be awkward for you guys. And that's your punishment for not winning. And it's just that simple. And then third place gets 1 gift card. But you'll also get cash. We'll divide up the cash for you. Or you can... we'll figure it out. But that's how the gift card situation
now, if you live in Nebraska and there's no P.F. Chang's within 600 miles, what do, you ask? Don't care. That's not our problem. You're getting the gift cards anyways. Now, if you want to send the gift cards to us because they're of no use to you, I guess you can do that. If you want a P.F. Chang's vlog, send us the gift cards back. We'll gift them to you and then you send them right back. That's an option too.
True. So yeah, $150 P.F. Chang's gift cards, 150 cash, for the top 3. And if you get 4th, you, thanks for playing. Don't lose. So that's the prize pool as it stands. Now, we have had a history of many people wanting to contribute to prize pools in the past. If you guys want to do that, cool. Talk to Goated Oat. Don't ask me or Tanner. We are doing a lot of shit right now, and we're not going to have the inclination to do this. So if you guys want to, ask Goat and see if he's willing to facilitate all of that. That would be cool. I would be happy with that if you guys want, obviously. Yeah, just talk to Goat about it and see if he can logistically figure it out, and then we'll keep you guys updated. So that's how the prize situation is going to work. So tournament Saturday 1 p.m. for Dance Mini Royale. We've got plenty of room for everyone. Thanks, Tanner. And we have the $300 little fucking prize pool, and we're good to go. So that is that.
Yeah.
Is that
You're welcome.
Tanner?
You're welcome for letting you play in the tournament, right? It's weird because I don't know how many people signed up late, but I know that not all of them have gifted 100 subs each yet. So maybe if I don't get that by the end of the stream, we're going back to Rebirth and you're all cut off. So 100's gifted from each of you, and I'll let you stay. You know?
Maybe my internet won't work.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe our internet will go out.
Yeah, get scammed.
Yeah, it could happen. So anyways, yeah, that is that. So in all seriousness, I am excited for the tournament. It's going to be fun. Again, I will leave with this. One more reminder, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a disaster. Forming
the lobbies will be tough. People will lag out. That's already in the that's already on the sign-up sheet. If you lag out, sorry, we're not restarting the lobby because 2 people lagged out, which there will be at least 2 people every time that lag out. Stay mad. I don't know what to tell you. You're playing an awful video game.
True. Yeah, sorry. So that's that. Okay. And then last thing, the founders are live on the website. We finally fucking added them. So you guys can check that out. It's on the About Us page on the website. If you're a founder and you are not on the page, then I have a Google form for you guys. Fill it out. Takes 10 seconds and we'll put you up there. That'll be in the show notes. And I guess I can put it in chat right now as well. Just an easy way for us to track this shit. Also, again, to all the founders, all the supporters, we really do love and appreciate you guys, and thank you. Obviously, literally wouldn't be here without you guys. So, we really appreciate it. And yeah, if you should be on there and you're not, fill out the form. It's in the show notes. It's also here, and we'll get you posted up. And on the topic of the website, actually, the shop should be up sooner than we thought, I think. Sooner than we thought. Have we talked about this yet on a podcast, Tanner?
Not really, no.
Okay. So we are getting a... Interesting. Okay. Well, we're getting a shop on the website pretty soon. We have started getting the pieces in place. Things are moving. And hopefully that's up sooner rather than later. What we think we're going to do is start with just like 2 t-shirts, a white one and a black one, little logo on it. Put those up as pre-sales so we know how much to order, and then ship them out to you guys. And also, if you're a Damascus patron, you guys will get a discount in the store. We don't really know how that works or how much it'll be, but that is going to be something you guys will get access to. And the shop is going to be live soon. Once, like everything, it's going to be a mess when we do it at first. That's why we're doing only t-shirts. So after that, if that launch goes smoothly, or if it doesn't, we will have learned more about what to do, how to do it, and we can move on to more items in the store. But we're going to just start with the shirts and then go from there. And we are very excited about it.
Yes.
We are very excited about it. And you guys, you Damascus boys will get a discount for forever. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
What was I going to say as well? And then the Damascus patrons, we're going to have those listed on the website soon. We're working on it.
Soon, TM.
So, soon, TM. So with that said, Tanner, anything else you want to add, little bud?
Before we move on real quick, Shawdank92. Thanks for the gifted sub, dude. The first ever on this channel. Let's fucking go. Call back in. I don't know what happened. Other than that, no, thank you very much. Ready for the jingle?
Here it is.
Here it is. Oh, this is the short one, huh? Fuck. Oh, well. Not as much time to prepare, buddy. Better be ready to go. It's going to end quick. It's going to end quick. Are you ready? It's going to throw you off.
Why isn't your fucking thing working now?
Go.
All right. So, today we have some interesting, fun, and exciting items to discuss. The first of which is, of course, playlist updates. However, no playlist updates have happened, at least that I could find, actually. But if I don't think they did. So we're going to just move on straight to patch notes. Now, first, there was a Warzone patch note 6 days ago. Not much to talk about here. Most of you guys probably already know this. If you do play Warzone, but the vault is now closed. The downtown contracts have been removed that were associated with the vault. And the CIA outpost is no longer operational. And the survivor camps have been abandoned. Now, I don't know what those are. I never saw them for the whole event, and I still don't know what they are. Do you know what those are?
Yeah, they were around. There was one like, there was one, I think, north of Salt Mine or something. That's the one I can think of. I don't know. It was basically one little shack. It doesn't really matter. It's not like it was somewhere you landed. So it's probably just we kept running by them and just we weren't even paying attention to them, actually. They didn't. Yeah. I mean, the only big thing in that update was the tower and the contracts with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think there was... Yeah, exactly. That's probably why we didn't know about it. But anyway, the vault's gone. So as a result, the 100K is gone and Specialist is gone as well. I do believe that dog shit building in downtown is still there, though.
Yes, that is still there.
Yikes. So that is that.
It's just killing frame rate.
Just awesome. And then also, more importantly, in my opinion, the PPSH, the SMG, the iron sights got changed in some way. I don't know what exactly they did to them. I don't even know what they said they did to them, really. But they said they changed them, and in my view, they are a lot better now. Like a lot better. Like, dare I say, good iron sights.
Oh, they're very good now. I definitely agree with that statement. Yeah, it's like I think it's the rear post. Essentially, they brought that down way lower. So when you're looking down the sight, it's kind of like you just see the front post almost. It's something weird, but either way, the visibility is way, way better. It's easier to track players with. This alone makes the PPSH a lot better, and I've been using it a lot on Rebirth the last week or so, but they're amazing now, actually. So PPSH really good now. Try it out if you haven't.
Actually really good, yeah. And there was a video by True Game Data about just the stats of the PPSH that was released, I believe, today, actually. And I watched that. And it's really competitive now. And it also has access to a fucking 71 round drum mag that does not very negatively affect your mobility or ADS times at all. So this is definitely a gun worth looking at. I've been using the fuck out of this gun on Rebirth. And it's nice having 71 rounds. And it reloads so fast that it's like you have the number of bullets of an LMG, but you reload in like a second. Like it's super quick. It's really fun to use. It's an actually really competitive good gun. So if you like having a lot of bullets, then this is a good gun for you. For sure. But the iron sights are a lot better now as well. And if that was turning you off to this gun, visit it again and give it another shot, because it actually feels really good now. It's my favorite SMG right now, like easily.
Yeah, because that's something we had talked about a while ago with the PPSH. We're like, this thing's good, but I want to use a red dot with it because the irons are so hard to use. So this makes it so much better. Also, on the 71 round drum mag, by the way, there is no noticeable difference in ADS times between the 71 and I think it's a 55 is the one lower, is the basic extended mag, by the way. Because I thought there was. So for a while I was running the 55. I don't remember. Somebody else was running the 71 and I was like, okay, I'm going to try that. You don't notice a difference in ADS times. It's very minimal. So absolutely use that. Because that's what makes the PPSH special, is it has that. And it has a high fire rate. So it's not like those 71 rounds last a really long time. But it's got a high fire rate, kills pretty quickly. Use a 71 round mag. The gun's a lot better than it used to be.
True. So, yeah, that's what changed on the 3rd. Also, DLSS was fixed, according to Raven. They put out this patch note that DLSS works now. And so the issue was that if you had 2 of the 4 settings on using DLSS, your bullets would not go where you're aiming, which is not great.
Not great. So
they said they fixed this. JGod tested it. I'll link this in the show notes, obviously, and it is real and true. It is actually fixed. Interestingly, by the way, in this video, he was testing on Hackney Yard, the multiplayer map. And he was just making sure all the settings worked, which they do. Your bullets go where they say they should. But also the frames he was gaining were actually insane. Like on Ultra Performance, he was gaining 60 to 80 frames.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this is on Hackney Yard, and it's probably not worth running Ultra Performance DLSS because it looks awful.
It looks like 66 render resolution. Like, you may as well just run 66 render resolution. It probably gives you the same frame rate boost, honestly.
Yeah. But I was surprised to see how many frames you can actually get with DLSS. So much so, in fact, that I'm going to try 2 of these settings again. Balanced and quality.
Quality, yeah.
Because all of them ostensibly provide more frames than having it off. So I'm going to see if I can tolerate the visibility on any of them, and then if I can get extra frames because of that, that would be really good. So,
yeah.
Regardless, if you liked the performance increase but turned it off because bullets weren't going where they should, it's fixed now. And you can see the JGod video in the show notes for confirmation. And he goes into more detail, obviously. Also, another hidden patch note. Exclusive Ace talked about an issue that I've been talking about for quite a while now. Which is not contentious. I don't think anyone disagreed with this. But he was talking about Cold War sniper flinch. Now you can see in this image that Tanner pulled up. This is just a graphic of... I didn't know your notes were fixed. Otherwise, I would have linked this separately. Sorry. This is a graphic for how much flinch each sniper has in Warzone. Both MW snipers and Cold War snipers. And unsurprisingly, the Cold War snipers have the most flinch. So the Tundra, the Pellington, the ZRG flinch the most. AX-50 HDR Rytec Dragunov flinch less. M82, interestingly, which is the Barrett, the Cold War Barrett, flinches less than all of those. And then the SPR, even less. And then the Kar 98 and the Swiss K31 almost don't flinch at all. The Kar was unsurprising to me. The Swiss was a little surprising, but then I was like, well, that's probably why I like it so much in Rebirth. Because an ADS is pretty quick, and it has no flinch. And I was like, I bet you this is part of the reason why I've been using it so much in Resurgence. It's something I didn't really think about, but it just doesn't have flinch.
It's weird because
for a sniper on that map.
Because I felt like it did when we started running the Swiss on, I guess it was yesterday. As soon as I picked it up, the first game, I was trying to aim at somebody, I got shot. And I just felt like my reticle was at the sun. And I was like, holy shit. And I even said that on stream. I was like, oh my God, the Swiss has so much flinch, dude. And it's honestly, unbelievable looking at this chart and believing it has the same amount of flinch as a Kar 98. I simply don't believe that. But probably what it is since I've been using the Kar 98 for the last 14 months, I'm just so used to it that when I get flinch, it's like I don't notice or something. So it's probably just the Swiss kind of gives you a slightly different visual and makes it seem like it's giving you more flinch. Because also the Swiss default sniper scope, doesn't it zoom in a lot more than the Kar 98 too?
I believe it does.
So does that, wouldn't that give you
more visual recoil?
Yeah, how did he do this test exactly? Is that what you're going to talk about? I don't know how he came up
with the graphic, but he did talk about how some guns will feel like they flinch more because they're more zoomed in. But this graphic is actual flinch.
Okay, that's 100% what it is then. Since the Swiss zooms in more, it gives you more visual flinch, which to me is the same thing as flinch, honestly. If it makes it feel like you're flinching a lot more, I feel like that's pretty damn important. And that, I don't know. I don't know.
No, I agree. Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Looking at it that way almost makes me feel like this whole chart he made is just worthless. Because if it's visual, the flinch is visual. So if I'm more zoomed in and I'm getting, it seems like more flinch because I'm more zoomed in, that's pretty damn important compared to being less zoomed in and getting less visual flinch. I don't know. It's still regardless, I think the Swiss is harder to use no matter what this chart says compared to the Kar 98.
I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that. I think a lot of that probably has to do with the idle sway though.
Mm-hmm.
But in any case, it is confirmed MW snipers do flinch less than Cold War snipers. And TAC rifles, or TAC snipers, marksman rifles flinch the least. Plus the Swiss flinches very little. So that's very interesting. What else was I going to say? Also, he tested flinch resistance attachments. And the only guns that have these are Cold War guns. And he showed some videos of it, or some clips of it. And it decreases visual flinch, but not actual flinch. So like if you have a flinch resistance attachment, you'll flinch up and then come back. If you don't, you'll flinch up and you'll also like rotate your barrel and then like it'll rotate back. So the reticle is actually going in the same place either way, but it's a lot more jarring not a lot more. It is more jarring without a flinch resistance attachment. So is it better to have flinch resistance attachments? Yes, but it's not an attachment worth running at all because it doesn't actually change your actual flinch. It's just visual flinch. But so I thought that was interesting. And that property, by the way, of flinch, how flinch resistant attachments work is, excuse me, it applies to every weapon type, not just snipers. So that's something to consider. Also, another little analysis from True Game Data on the Tiger Team Spotlight. This is sort of interesting. I figured I would include it briefly. This video, like all of these, will be linked in the show notes, of course. And Key was doing, again, an analysis on the Tiger Team Spotlight. The light is only on when you're not ADS'd. So it's kind of like a 5 milliwatt laser where it's visible when you're hip fire, but it's not visible, turns off once you ADS. Works that way. It hurts your aim stability and idle sway, but very minimally. So that doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter like if you're running an SMG or something anyways, which is where people usually use
them. Exactly, yeah. For like an SMG, this doesn't matter at all. But the main thing it does is it increases speeds. So for ARs, movement / sprint increase 2.7%, which is pretty big. And then 2.7% ADS strafe movement speed as well. And then for LMGs, it's a little less. For attack rifles, interestingly, it's quite a bit more, 3.3 and 3.7 respectively. But most importantly, on SMGs, which is probably most of the time what you're going to be putting a Tiger Team Spotlight on, sprint / regular movement speed, 2.7% increase, 8.4% ADS move speed increase.
Wow.
So for those of you who miss the FFAR strafing circles around kids days, you can sort of get there if you put a Tiger Team spotlight on a Cold War SMG. Like 8.4% ADS strafe speed is quite a bit. It's not going to be the FFAR, but it's going to be decent for sure. And I had no idea it did this. Do you think this attachment is now worth putting on an SMG, Tanner?
I've actually been running it on an SMG lately. I didn't know the ADS movement speed was that high, though. I've been running it just for like that 3% movement speed boost.
Yeah.
Because it makes you zoom, especially on Rebirth. It feels good. Like putting a bullfrog with a 85 round drum magazine and that attachment to give you insane movement speed. That feels really good on a small map like that, going in and out of buildings quickly. But yeah, I didn't know the ADS movement speed was that big of a buff. So that's good to see. But actually, I think most of the pros on most of the SMGs now, they've been running Tiger Team spotlights for a while now. So it's surprising to see the actual difference percentages, but you know, I've been seeing people run this attachment for a while, so I'm gonna definitely probably use this more than I otherwise would have. Like, I haven't used it on a Mac 10 yet, actually, which is what a lot of them run it on. Mac, I've been running like, you know, I'll usually still run like a Raider stock, like Field Agent and stuff, because I want it to be used out to like a medium range. But I'm gonna try it now, like probably drop the Field Agent grip and use Tiger Team instead on it to get that crazy speed.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because yeah, I've been running Field Agent on like every SMG, and I haven't honestly really been thinking about it. But I could have been running like Serpent Wrap instead. But now I'm thinking Tiger Team is going to be really good. There are two viable ways, it seems like, and TGD talked about this, but I had been thinking this for a while, that you can build a Cold War SMG. You could build it for hipfire, or with like a bruiser grip and the 5 milliwatt, or you could build it for like strafe speed with like a Raider stock.
Yeah.
And now you can do like suppressor, barrel, ammo, Tiger Team, Raider stock, and you're going to be zooming, dude. And your ADS movement speed is going to be really high. Probably as high as you can get it on an SMG. So that's something I'm going to try. But in either case, yeah, you drop the Field Agent.
Yeah.
And for most SMGs, you don't really need it. I mean, it's nice, but like on the Cold War MP5 is the only SMG I would really not want to drop a Field Agent for. But on every other SMG, I'll just control the recoil a little more. Like a PPSH, I don't feel like I would miss a Field Agent grip. A Mac 10, I definitely wouldn't. So I have no problem dropping that for a Tiger Team. Yeah. That's actually pretty big. And just a regular 2.7% just flat movement speed increase, including sprint. That's really good.
Yeah. Because like I was saying, like it feels nice to have the Field Agent on a Mac because it's a good medium range SMG at that point. But honestly, it doesn't have a whole lot of recoil even without it. And then also it's like if somebody's at that far away anyways, like 35, 40 meters, I can just pull out my AR or Car 98, whatever I'm using, and just kill them with that. So I think I'm going to start focusing more with Tiger Team Spotlight because I have been using that a lot on Rebirth lately, and I've been liking it a lot. That movement, it just feels so good, man.
Exactly. True. So, yeah. So that was a really good video. I'm glad I found that and included it. And again, all of these links will be in the show notes. And now that is it for patch notes. Really not much happened today, or this week rather.
One more thing, we didn't.
Kind of odd, but it makes sense because season 4
end of the season
is coming soon. Yeah. But what? Go ahead.
We didn't put in the notes, but you guys should consider watching. True Game Data also just put out a video directly comparing the AMAX to the Cold War AK-47. It was like a 15-minute video. Not really going to talk about it much, but you guys should go check that out because it's a good comparison. Goes to show you the Cold War AK kind of actually kills a little bit quicker in most instances, but it does have a little bit more recoil than the AMAX. That's the biggest letdown, which I'd been saying. It didn't feel that way, but the more I've been using it lately, like especially the last 2 times we played Rebirth, yesterday and the time before that, I think on like Sunday or something, I've been thinking that. I'm like, man, dude, I feel like the Cold War AK had more recoil than I thought it did at first. But that's just, the more you use guns, the more they end up feeling a lot different as you start getting more kills with them. You start noticing little things you don't like about it. Like I've also noticed with my current setup, I don't like the ADS movement speed with it. I feel like it's really slow, and it's like you're just standing in quicksand or something and you can't move around. So Cold War AK still really, really good. Really love it. I may just start kind of using it more with a red dot instead. So on Rebirth, just go strictly red dot instead of axial, because red dot still makes it feel like there's 0 recoil. It's just with the axial, it kind of seems like you have more recoil now. And then, you know, on Verdansk, probably just using it more as a secondary to, I don't know, Car 98 or something else. So that was an interesting video to see. I highly recommend watching that one. He gives like some setups and stuff too. By the way, that Liberator barrel that I run for bullet velocity, the bullet velocity on that is over 1100.
Jesus Christ,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so the bullet velocity with the reinforced heavy is like the same as an AMAX. So it's like 940-ish or something, but the Liberator puts it at 1100. You just don't get that effective damage range boost, which in my opinion, I don't think that's important. Not that important, but getting that much bullet velocity is big, especially if you're playing Verdansk. So
I completely agree. Yeah.
Mess around with those two. Watch that video. It's like 15 minutes. Pretty interesting, though. A lot of good insight there. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, that's a good inclusion. I'll try and link that video in the show notes as well, if I remember to.
Yeah.
But yeah. He's been doing some good fucking YouTube videos, man.
Yeah, good website updates too.
And the website too, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the Tiger Team update is on his website as well, truegamedata.com. So.
Oh, perfect.
All right. So now, up into news and upcoming changes. So, yeah, not much again in the way of patch notes, just because season 4 is coming actually quite soon, isn't it?
Next week,
fucking
buddy.
Next week.
Probably about a week. Next Wednesday, we'll be covering season 4 update, so be here for that one.
Yes. Yeah, big fucking week. That's going to be really fun. So now we're on to news and upcoming changes. A lot of fun shit to talk about here. Tanner, what are we looking at, little buddy?
Yeah. First item here from Charlie Intel, of course. Cold War Season 4 update. So tomorrow, so today is June 9th, right? Well, tomorrow is June 10th. That's usually how it works. It goes from the 9th to the 10th, etc. So tomorrow, Thursday, June 10th, during something called the Summer Games Fest, change it, at 11 a.m., we're going to see a sneak peek or the trailer, whatever it is, for Season 4 of Black Ops Cold War and Warzone, which, of course, as we said, will begin June 16th or 17th, next Wednesday or Thursday. You know how it is. It's usually weird times. It'll probably be like 9 p.m. on the 16th Pacific, something like that. Yeah. So we're going to get like the sneak peek. We'll see the trailer and all that. So be on the lookout tomorrow for, you know, what Charlie Intel has to say about it. I'm not sure if we'll just get an info dump or if this is just a little trailer or what.
Yeah, we'll probably get a roadmap too.
A roadmap would be nice. I'd be completely fine with the roadmap. Even if
we'll get it sooner, actually.
We'll at least probably get teased tomorrow during the video, whatever they're going to do, of like a new weapon or a new map coming. So my guess is they'll officially announce Hijacked, or they'll officially announce some new weapon. I don't know what that's going to be, etc. So yeah, if you guys are interested, that'll be, apparently it's a live stream starting around 11 a.m. I don't know when they'll talk about COD, but be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
And next item here, again from Charlie Intel. So this was interesting. So leakers give a full look at what Ural Mountains Warzone map would have looked like.
Whoa.
So some random leaker, I saw this on Twitter, I think yesterday morning or something. I think it was, let me pull up his name here. I think it was some random dipshit. We've seen the name before and it's gone.
It's gone.
Cheeseburger Boys with a Z.
Change it.
Cheese with a Z and Boys with a Z. Posted an entire run through of Ural Mountains that was sped up. The video is about 5 minutes long. He ran through the entire thing. I mean, the map was completed, boys. It was there. It was completed. So, of course, now this video has been taken down. I probably could have found it from some random source, but it doesn't matter. We're not going to show it anyways. So it's out there. You can find it somewhere.
And it was taken down from a copyright claim, by the way. So it was legit.
Yep. So
that's why the tweet's not up anymore.
It was cool, but also I didn't look for the full video and I didn't watch the full video. I watched for about a minute. And then I didn't care because we're never going to see the map and it really doesn't matter that much. But it's kind of interesting to see what they were actually doing with it and how it was built. So this entire thing, by the way, was on the Blackout engine. So people were saying like when we originally had leaks that Ural Mountains was going to be the map, people had said some things like, oh, well, it's like, you know, it's just like a Cold War placeholder UI. I don't think it was. I mean, it was looting, UI, everything, like what Cold War has in Fireteam. So my best guess at this point is that Warzone was probably originally planned to last 1 year. Exactly. It was probably supposed to be just for Modern Warfare. They had no idea how successful it was going to be. And then the original plan, when they probably started on this Ural Mountain stuff, was when it got to Cold War, like we had Blackout with BO4, we were going to get to Cold War, Warzone would be done for, people wouldn't be playing it anymore, and then we would be on essentially Blackout 2.0 with Cold War, and that map was going to be Ural Mountains. That was going to be their main map. They expected, you know, Warzone to be dead, I guess. I don't know. They didn't expect it to be doing great, and so that's what I'm thinking, is that this was probably never intended for Warzone as we know it. It was just intended for Treyarch's Battle Royale. And then even looking back, I remember when the seamless transition happened from Cold War, everything being put into Warzone. I remember Vundybop tweeting out like, we can't wait to see what we have planned for this year, like talking about Treyarch, blah, blah. And you look back now and it was like, what do you mean what you have planned? Treyarch has had almost like nothing to do with this. So it's kind of weird. So maybe even at that point, they did still think Ural Mountains was going to be put in or something. Because it's like, excited for what? Like nothing of this is Treyarch. It's all, you guys had the guns that they've put in and then Raven has patched them to act closer and resemble more Modern Warfare weapons. So,
dude, I bet you're right. I bet at the time of that tweet, he thought that there was gonna be a Cold War BR in the Ural Mountains.
Right.
That's 100% what happened. I bet you two things happened. Number one, they expected to release Warzone on time, like when MW released.
Yep.
Number two, they did not expect it to be as successful as it was. And they were going to shelve it in a year's time, just like they did with Blackout. And then they were going to release another BR when Cold War came out. That's probably what they were going to do, because they were probably expecting about the same amount of success with Warzone as they had gotten with Blackout.
Yeah.
I mean, it only makes sense. So
exactly.
I don't even see another explanation for why all of this would have happened and why it would have been scrapped. But I guess, I mean, obviously, it's a good thing for most people. I mean, because they would be fucking mauled if there was a VR in the Cold War engine, as we've seen. But yeah, now this is totally unsurprising to me. I didn't see the footage though.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was nothing.
Did it just look
crazy.
Like Fireteam?
It was completed.
Like UI and graphics.
So that's what I was gonna say next. It was for sure a large completed map, way bigger than the Fireteam map. So, is there still a chance this gets implemented into Cold War in some way? It wouldn't be surprising if they do, because they already have now Fireteam elimination. So let's say with Season 4 or in a month or something, they decide to put Ural Mountains in and expand Fireteam multi-team elimination from, what is it right now, 40 players or some BS? Too 40, low. Yeah. What if they just expand that to 100 players and they just start, you know...
Yep.
That's just kind of some BR, but they're not going to call it a Battle Royale, but they would just do it because they have the map and everything already, you know?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I could see them doing that, but I I don't know if they will because no one's gonna care, and they know that.
Exactly.
Like the same amount of people that gave a fuck about multi-team elimination, which was like almost no one, will be enthused by this as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think, honestly, I don't see it coming. It already feels like Treyarch's kind of given up. I mean, everything that happens is like, they do like minor like tweaks and bug fixes. They release new weapons. It feels like they release new weapons in that game just so that people can level the new Warzone weapons in Cold War.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's actually what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like the only thing they're doing that is just for Cold War, they're doing a lot of refining, which is good, and we were very happy about that, to be fair. But still kind of lacking in content. The only thing that they've really released that's like new for Cold War is new maps.
Yeah.
And to their credit, there have been a number of new maps, and they're all pretty fucking good. So that's cool. But Cold War feels very uninspired and
very.
Yeah, just like lacking something.
Yeah, so again, I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow implement this, but also it's like, I don't care if they do. I'm just saying if they do put it in there to be like, oh, okay, that makes sense because the map's already completed. All they do is make multi-team on a bigger map and increase the player count. That's all they have to do.
Yeah, they will not do a BR. Exactly.
No, they're not going to call it a BR. They may try to market it that it is a BR, but the thing about Cold War is people don't play it because they don't like the movement. They don't like the,
exactly.
you know, the gunfights, etc. So it's nothing to do with if there's a BR in it or not. Those players on Warzone aren't just going to leave it to play what they usually say as like clunky Cold War, you know? So,
exactly.
But anyways, so there's proof that Ural Mountains was a completed map.
True. True.
Okay, next up here is from VGC. Call of Duty Vanguard skipping E3 as Warzone prepares for World War II. All right. Here's where it gets interesting.
So, by the way, real quick, VGC, Video Games Chronicle, I don't think they've gotten anything wrong related to leaks yet.
No.
They're like among the most reliable, if not the most reliable.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what to call them. I don't even really call them leakers because they're never even leaks. They are just right with every single thing they say.
Yeah. Yeah, true. True.
So, anyways, here we go. I'm kind of just going to read through a lot of this because it's pretty interesting. So this year's game is called Call of Duty Vanguard, developed by Sledgehammer. It's currently on track to release on current last-gen consoles plus PC this November. Vanguard will feature campaign multiplayer zombies set in the European and Pacific theaters of World War II, with its plot centering around the birth of modern Allied special forces. Interesting. Special forces.
Whoa!
Hold on, don't get excited. That's not from the game. Are you looking at the screenshot?
No, I'm listening to that sentence.
Okay. I thought you got excited.
No.
Okay.
No. Oh, I'm not excited about this game at all. The only thing that could be good about this game is the writing, and a plot centering around the birth of modern Allied special forces seems pretty cool. So, like, you know, fucking the Navy SEALs like started during World War II, I would imagine. And shit. And that's like a cool thing to make a plot around.
Yeah, that's true. The
game will be awful.
Oh, the game's going to be terrible, yeah.
That's all I was getting excited about.
So here we go, though. We're going to start to get interesting here. So potentially more exciting news for fans, however, is Vanguard's significant plans for Warzone. Last year's Call of Duty entry, Cold War, scrambled to integrate with the hugely popular Battle Royale game, which just launched 6 months earlier. Yeah, scrambled. With its weapon causing messy balance issues at launch and a modest update to the existing Verdansk not arriving until months later. All very true. For 2021, Sledgehammer has had far more time to prepare for Vanguard's Warzone tie-ins, and we understand it has a significant amount of content planned for the Battle Royale game, which will officially transition to a World War II setting just months after shifting to the 1980s.
Wow.
The plans include an entirely new Warzone map, the series' largest and most ambitious to date. This time plan to coincide with the release of the game rather than arriving months later.
Hold on. I have so many questions.
You have some
I have
questions?
so many questions.
Listen, we're both going to have 100 questions and 0 answers. So let's hear your questions that we don't have an answer for. Let's hear it.
That is, of course, true. Okay, so hear me out. First of all, it is planned to coincide with the release of the game. Do they talk about a release date for this?
They said November.
Game?
They said this game is on track to release in November.
That is interesting. That is interesting. So maybe that's true. That's a lot of shit to have done by November. What does that mean?
The multiplayer is going to be awful.
Multiplayer is going to be awful, dude.
Oh, the
atrocious.
Worst.
Atrocious. If they're staying on this timetable and releasing their, quote, most ambitious map to date, it's going to be a disaster on the multiplayer front. Now, it could also make it such that its integration into Warzone is better than Cold War's was, because they planned it to be integrated way sooner. If you don't give a fuck about multiplayer anyway, that actually might just be all upside to you, because you don't care about multiplayer. But
and
for
neither
those
do
of you
they.
who do like, yeah, clearly. But those of you who do like multiplayer, true. For those of you who do like multiplayer, this is not good news if you like multiplayer. Especially if they're not pushing the game back. Also, largest map to date, how much larger? And does this mean that there are also going to be more players on the map? And do we want that? Because what else we know about this title is it will be available on PS4 and Xbox 3 or whatever it's called. Xbox One, change it. Serial numbers, please. Whatever it is. If it's going to be available on next-gen consoles and they increase the player count, how well is it going to run on those machines?
Exactly.
That kind of leads me to believe they're going to keep it at 150 players.
Yeah.
But in that case, well, how much bigger is this map? Because I'm not sure we need a fucking bigger map if we only have 150 people.
Agreed.
Verdansk is plenty big. Are we going to get 50% larger with the same player density? Or excuse me, the same number of players? Because that would be like very low player density. Not sure how I feel about that. What are your thoughts so far, Tanner?
So, interesting you brought that up, because if I'm not mistaken, Battlefield 2042? 2142? Wait, is it 2042? Or 2142?
I think it's
2042. 2042. I think I said 2142 earlier. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Battlefield, we'll just call it that. I'm not ever saying those numbers again. I don't fucking care. If I say Battlefield, you guys know what I mean. So, interestingly enough, if I'm not mistaken, Battlefield already said on last gen consoles, their 128 player mode would not be there. So 64 v 64, you're on an Xbox One, get scammed. You don't have that game mode because it can't run it. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. Not 100%. Dub is here right now. So Dub, if you can confirm that, if you know, I think that's the case. That's interesting that you bring that up, because yeah, if there's more players in a bigger map, hey, you guys want that field of view slider? Cool. Get that field of view slider on a bigger map with 50 more players. You're going to have 120 FOV on the new Vanguard map. You're also going to have 18 frames per second. I mean, what
actually
18. You're going to it's going to be miserable, unplayable for you. And then you're going to be bitching about how you need, like, it's not fair, you need a PC to play this game, blah blah. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, that's interesting. So, people get rock hard over player counts for some reason. They get rock hard. They say, "Whoa, Warzone 200 players."
True.
I don't fucking care how many players it is. There could be 50 players max. If the number of people in the lobby and the size of the map coincide well, that's all that matters. So if the map is 10%, 20% larger, then sure, let's do 200 player max. If it's If the map is 25% larger and we're stuck with 150 still, that's kind of going to suck. So I would assume just keep it as it is, 150 players, and just have around the same size map. A little bit bigger, that's fine, whatever. But yeah, I don't know what is with BR games or games in general. People just get rock fucking hard for max player counts, and I don't get it. That doesn't mean anything, because that just means the map will be bigger. It doesn't mean you're going to have 200 people dropping into Rebirth Island, right? It all meshes with the size of the map. So get over it. You're dumb if you talk about that. I don't care.
I completely agree. And this is in vogue right now because the Battlefield trailer just launched, which we'll of course get into. Frankly, we're just revamping the podcast.
Yeah.
But like everyone's super excited about like the 9,000 player lobbies or whatever. Like why does anyone care about this? As you just said, total player count on a map doesn't matter. All that matters, it sort of does a little bit, but not really. What mostly matters is player density. Like how many players per square foot are on this map, or square mile, or square acre. I don't know, whatever. That's what counts. So I don't know why people are getting all fucking hard about Battlefield having a ton of people, unless they know that the maps are like the same size and there's just a fuck ton more people. Then like, okay, that's if you're into that, that's something worth getting excited about. But also, you guys have to remember, the more people in the lobby, the worse everyone's performance is going to be. And especially when we're talking about a Call of Duty game, the more players in a lobby, the more likely it is there's some cheating rat piece of shit in your lobby.
True. Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, we don't see nearly as many cheaters on Rebirth Island as we do on Verdansk. I think there are a couple reasons for that. I don't think this is the primary reason, but one of the reasons definitely is that there are only 39 other people who could be cheating versus 149 other people who could be cheating.
Exactly.
That puts the odds squarely in your favor on the smaller maps. And again, there are other reasons that people don't, that you see fewer cheaters on Rebirth, which we've talked about. But that's another thing too. But the main thing I'm concerned about is just like server tick rate. How often can your servers refresh if you have 80,000 people on a giant map the size that you've never made before? Because I can tell you one thing for goddamn certain. If the map's bigger than Verdansk, whether or not there are more players on that map, the tick rate will not be higher than it is now. Because that is a lot more information to be refreshing 12 times a second.
Yeah.
Or 60 times a second, which will never happen. If this is true, which I'm sure it is. So like, you know, bigger is not always better. Now, that's not what your mom says, but in this case, it's true.
Well.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's still, as you said, Tanner, there are still a lot of questions and not many answers, but this, I'm excited because it's going to be a new map, hopefully. What are the odds, by the way? This is just Verdansk 1944. Because they're saying entirely new.
Fairly possible.
Actually fairly possible.
I don't know. I feel like VGC would know that by now, and they actually would have said that we're getting Verdansk in the 40s.
Yeah.
But we said before when this transition happened, Verdansk in the 40s would be I guess I should say should be a much bigger change than going from modern time to the Cold War era. Going from Cold War to World War II, that should be a massive difference if they were to do that. So I don't know though, but if it's like a Pacific themed, then I mean everyone's going to be hiding in a jungle and we're not going to be able to see anyone on this engine. So anyways, where were we at here? Okay.
New vehicles.
Yes. So new vehicles will be added to cater to the huge size of the Pacific map, we were told, as well as technology updates powered by the Modern Warfare engine. Both Vanguard and Warzone will share the same technology. unlike Cold War, by the way. So Vanguard, thankfully, will feel more like Modern Warfare than like a Cold War's movement. So the majority of people prefer Modern Warfare movement and everything, so that's good to know, which we've already known that anyways. This edition means that EA's Battlefield series, which is set to adopt a near-future setting with this new entry 2042, and Call of Duty Warzone will essentially switch settings later this year. True. I think that's about it. Activision declined to comment on this story when contacted, but noted that it does have one Call of Duty related reveal planned this week, Warzone Season 4 reveal trailer, as we already said, during the premiere for the Summer Game Festival kickoff, etc.
Change it.
Blah, blah. Talking about how many, all the studios at Activision are working on Call of Duty, which we've discussed, and that is it. Yeah. So, pretty surprising. And so now the questions begin. Will Modern Warfare guns and Cold War guns be gone entirely? Hey, remember us 1 year ago talking about Cold War? Hey, how are the perks going to work? Will we swap over to Vanguard perks? Vanguard's on the Modern Warfare engine, so it should feel more similar. True. How am I going to use a Ram 7 in 1942? I mean, it wasn't invented for Cold War, but we have it there, and it seems fine. If I'm using a Ram 7 with a VLK and you're using an Iron Sight M1 Grand, I'm probably going to win that gunfight. I don't know, just a guess. So it wasn't invented then. So cool. Here we go, by the way, the dipshits are flooding in. Here we go, flood in. Here comes you guys are overthinking this. It's not that complicated. Here they come. Here they come, just like last year. The cycle's repeating. Here we go. Here they come.
True.
You guys are overthinking this. You guys are dumb. It's going to be a seamless transition. You guys are dumb. Fuck you.
Yeah. Just like we overthought it last time, and all of our worst fears were confirmed last time, but we were overthinking it. Hopefully, Activision overthinks it this time, because they underthought it for Cold War's integration. Massively underthought that entire transition. So predictions for how this is going to work. New map. Technology updates. What's interesting about the phrasing of this article, by the way, they're not saying that the Warzone engine is getting technology updates. They are saying that the Vanguard Warzone
map
update. Game will run on an updated Warzone engine.
Yeah.
Those are actually two different things. And what that implies to me is that this actually might be Warzone 2 coming sooner than I had thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to have 3 years and then Warzone 2. But look, new map, technology updates for the engine, the Vanguard engine, not the Warzone engine, the Vanguard engine. This all implies to me that this is going to be Warzone 2. It's going to be a new client run off of a new game, but that game's engine was developed on the Modern Warfare engine, but it's going to be a little different, and it's going to have, quote, technology updates. So I actually think this sounds like it's going to be actually Warzone 2. And if that's true, I would expect to see new perks, though probably fairly similar.
Yeah.
And only World War II guns to accompany the new map. I think this is going to be Warzone 2, and it's going to be heavily inspired by regular Warzone.
Okay, yeah, and that I would be fine with that. If we lose all the guns, that's okay with me, because honestly, I would rather lose the Cold War and Modern Warfare guns rather than somehow have to balance an AMAX, a Ram 7 with guns from the World War II era. I'm completely fine with that. So if this means essentially, they won't call it Warzone 2, but if this is Warzone 2.0 and it's a complete overhaul focused on Vanguard, which is already on the Modern Warfare engine, that's cool with me. That's fine with me. The multiplayer may be awful, but if Warzone is fine, then I'm okay with that. So I think you're right there. I bet that's what will happen. There will be new perks. They'll be called something different. Some of them may, alter a little bit. Maybe Ghost, you have to be moving for it to work. Something like that. But all in all, it'll probably feel very similar to current Warzone, but we're going to lose all those guns. But there are a couple guns that would, I'm sure, stay. Kar 98, that's a World War II weapon, so that'll be there still.
Kar 98, 100%.
Which will be fantastic.
Dragunov.
1911, which doesn't matter, but there are guns that would still be in there. They'd just be Vanguard's version. So,
yeah, Magnum.
I don't know. Here, we're just starting all of this shit all over again. But maybe
and that would be better than trying to integrate. By the way,
yeah, sounds good to me. I don't care if we integrate them all together. I actually don't want that.
Yeah, I don't either, because an updated Warzone engine could mean they fixed the fucking lighting and they fixed the visibility, or they at least made it a little better. That would be great. Also, Warzone is just so fucking buggy that they just need to start from scratch. Even if they wanted to make the exact same engine from scratch, do it. So that you can develop it and try and make it bug-free iterably, rather than try to pile even more shit, a third game on top of this actual House of Cards engine that we have. It's no surprise that with every single update, there are 8 new bugs. It's because they code this to just okay, we added this, it broke this, so we're going to fix that. That broke 2 things, we're going to fix those. And it's just all jerry-rigged, cattywampus dog shit. And then an update comes out, they have to go through this process, and then they finally get it just right, and they're like, okay, cool. Right now, everything works. If one thing changes, everything goes to hell. So that's why every update is just so many bugs. Because everything is a little, like a fucking Band-Aid. Or duct taped. It doesn't have a strong foundation. So if they do start over, that would be good. And it would just kind of wipe the slate clean, which I would be really in favor of. And the alternative, by the way, if it wasn't a new game, would be a nightmare the likes of which we actually haven't seen in Warzone yet. The Cold War integration was a disaster. Can you imagine them also adding... Can you imagine them doing everything they did with Cold War, which is bring in all new guns and new attachments types, which was a complete shit show.
Yeah.
That we still haven't recovered from, by the way. There are still attachments in Cold War that simply don't do anything or don't do what they say they did months later. So can you imagine on top? So they do all of that, move all these guns to Warzone, and migrate to a different map on the same engine?
Yep.
It would never be playable. It would be in an unplayable, buggy state until COD 2022 came out. Actually, it would just never be fixed. So, you guys should hope that this is going to be a fresh start.
We still can't save our custom Cold War weapons since the integration. We still can't do that. I can put 5 attachments on a Cold War weapon, can't save it. Really?
Yep.
So you're right. I would rather them just start over again, start from fresh, like how Warzone originally was. We'd have ideally far less issues. And I would hope so, because now they've been doing this. They'll have been doing it almost 2 years at that point. At least 1.5 years. They kind of know, hopefully not make the same mistakes that they've made. Hopefully not put in crazy, busted, overpowered guns, etc., etc. But yeah, dude, I'm completely fine with that. If we have a brand new map, a fresh Warzone on a World War II map, World War II weapons sound good to me. Now, I'm going to be pissed off if they do the stuff where I have a red dot on my M1 Grand, a red dot on my Thompson, and I'm going up against Modern Warfare weapons. It's just, to me, doesn't sound fun. It sounds stupid. It's I don't care about extreme realism, but I don't want that. That's just dumb at that point.
That's too aggressive.
That's too aggressive. Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know. We're gonna, I'm sure, start hearing a lot more about this probably by like the end of July or something. But yeah. So also one of the guys from VGC who wrote this article, or I don't know, somebody from VGC, for COD fans, I know World War II doesn't sound particularly sexy, change the wording, on paper.
True.
But personally, I've found everything I've heard about the Pacific map very exciting. Activision is going all in on Warzone, and I don't expect its player base to be disappointed. Cool, sounds good.
Well,
because Tom Henderson has already said that Vanguard itself will be fucking awful. But
yes. So what are Vanguard? Yeah, picture Battlefield 5. So I'm seeing a word being tossed around a lot.
Sexy?
No, no. And it is Pacific. Now, Pacific, of course.
Pacific Theater.
Pacific Theater, Pacific fucking whatever, is shorthand, of course, for Pacific Ocean. And the ocean is just a lot of water.
That's usually what oceans are, correct, yeah.
Now, that makes me a little nervous, because if we're playing on a map that is themed after the Pacific, a lot of water, and we're getting a new engine that is heavily inspired by the current MW Warzone engine, it might be the case that we get some fucking water sports. We get some swimming mechanics. We get some water-based vehicles.
Very good chance that happens, yep.
And that is not great. And I don't know how that is balanced. And this is a conversation we've had before. Where do you place the water? How much water is there? Can you swim? What if the circle ends on a fucking island?
Yeah,
exactly. All kinds of questions like this. And now it's just kind of bringing that back to the surface. We were afraid we were going to have water for the new Warzone map that we got. New, hashtag 1984. Not a new map. So that's good. At least it didn't come with water. But I'm a lot more fearful of water in this BR now. And how they will navigate that. And how they will make it fun and exciting to play on. And not get zoned by people on an island when you have to just literally be treading water to be in the gas.
Yeah. I mean,
do you think water is likely?
Oh yeah, dude. If I'm fighting fucking Guadalcanal, I'm walking through with my Thompson at my hip, just spraying down. You know, I'm just spraying people down, right? And I'm going to be in water. I'm going to be walking through it constantly. So, yeah, I don't know how they do this without that. We're probably going to get fucking gunboats or something, which is fine in multiplayer. I don't think I really want that in a battle royale, though. But also, it's like PUBG had boats. I don't know. It wasn't the end of the world. I don't know. It totally depends what the map layout is. If there's if there's 10 little islands and there's boats everywhere, disaster. If there's one giant island, but you could also get a boat and go around it to move faster,
like on the outskirts,
that's fine. That's pretty much what PUBG is. Because PUBG, one of the maps has 2 islands. There's a bridge to get across. You could also get a boat, drive around both islands all over the place. You also run out of gas, though, in PUBG, so that's something you can't just constantly move in the water. But, you know, that's something I'm fine with. But I didn't really think about that, so you brought it up. That, yeah, there's no way we get Pacific World War II and don't see some sort of boats in it. You're right.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
Or even a swimming mechanic, which I don't want in a BR at all, which is annoying. But even if there is fucking swimming and everything, if they do this right, which is a pretty big if, but I have way more confidence the next BR for Call of Duty will be good than I do the next multiplayer for Call of Duty will be good.
100%.
They care way more about this. So I think they'll do a better job on this new BR than they will on the new multiplayer experience. That's like, I mean, that's basically, that's just common sense. This is where all their bread is buttered. So if they put in a lot of work and they do a good enough job that this game overcomes a lot of the deficits Warzone has, that's going to be such a big list of pros that if the con is they're swimming in boats now and there weren't in the old Warzone, I'll take it. Like there's so much room for improvement that if we get even some of those improvements, it'll be worth incurring the cost of having to swim in the BR. Like there's more upside than downside potentially, even if there is swimming. So I don't like it.
You hate swimming. Do you know how to swim in real life, buddy? Are you okay?
Call me Phelps, dude. I'm a god.
Really? Do you have
no. I don't swim super well, but of course I know how to swim. I live in California. Of course I know how to swim.
Interesting. Yeah. Cool.
What are you talking about?
You really hate swimming for some reason.
I hate it in fucking FPS, dude. It's dumb.
I don't care at all. I don't mind at all. I don't really care. As long as I can't stay under the water for 5 minutes, I don't care.
I hope there's water, and I hope our first game on, we get zoned.
Clip it.
Because the circle is surrounded by water except one little island.
Yeah.
Where the enemy team's already set up with barricades. Man, dude.
Yeah, let's go. With their their mounted 30 and 50 cal machine guns that'll be in the game. Oh man, let's go. Yeah, clip it and ship it. Clip it, we'll get back to this in November of 2021. Let's fucking go.
It's super cute for campaigns to fucking swim really with a Bowie knife in your teeth. Like, okay, great, dude. You're awesome. You're a frogman. Great. Cool. Not in a fucking BR though, dude. I don't want it. I hate it. You're just such limited movement, especially when you're forced to swim to get somewhere. And if it's a BR with circles, there will be countless circles we're going to have to endure where you just have to get wet. It's got to get your feet wet. And I hate it.
Got it. You hate getting your feet wet, huh?
Really cringe.
I'm fine. I'm a swimmer, dude. I'm a natural born swimmer. I took lessons every summer when I was younger. I could outswim anyone here. It's that simple.
I want to see you keep that energy when you're getting absolutely sprayed down while you're trying to swim by a fucking MG34 light machine gun, dude.
That's how it's going to work. The BR is going to start. It's going to be fucking the beach of Normandy, right? If you're on, you're going to get random spawns, right? So if you get lucky, you spawn on land. If you don't get lucky, you spawn in a fucking boat storming the beach. I'm going to be mounted up on an MG34, MG43. I think it's MG34. What is it? Yeah. Which one is it?
34.
MG34, gunning you down as you hit the beach. You're dead. You're dead. Your game is over. Requeue for another match. Fuck you. Get scammed.
Hot take. I'm done with Normandy. Hey, I've played fucking 9 campaign missions storming Normandy. I'm over it. Let's find a different fucking battle. Let's find a different beach, dude. Just a different shore. We could even talk about that.
There were some different beaches that they stormed that day too, or that week. That's what's crazy. All they ever talk about is that one, But so confirmed Raz hates veteran, especially World War II veterans. So if you're a veteran, get fucked, I guess. Raz says you don't matter. He doesn't like the beach. Well, sorry you stormed the beach, World War II veteran. Raz is over it, though. He's sick of hearing about it. If you
stormed Normandy, you probably died 80 years ago, actually.
Well, dude, almost all the World War II vets are dead. That's going to be crazy when the last World War II vets die. We've never experienced something like that. Probably. It's pretty damn close. Yeah, we're getting real close. It's got to be
those interviews are fucking nuts, bro.
It's got to be within like 10 years they're all dead, right? There's no way it's more than 10 years at this point, right?
100%.
Crazy.
I mean, dude, Normandy was what, 42 or some shit?
41, wasn't it? June 6th, Ford. Am I getting? I always get Pearl Harbor was
December
7th.
Yeah.
Of what year though? 41?
I don't.
And then D-Day was June 6th of 44. I don't remember. I haven't been in school in forever. I don't care.
Oh yeah, maybe it was. Yeah,
I think it was June 6th of 44.
Either way, it was 80 years ago.
Either way, America simply entered the war and fucked them up, as usual. What else? What do you want me to do? It doesn't matter what year it was. We fucked them up. Get scammed.
But yeah, so if you were storming Normandy and you were 16 at the time, then you would now be 16 plus 77, 87, 93 years old. So yeah, 10 more years and I think they're all out. Gone. But yeah, those fucking interviews are nuts, dude. There was one where this guy was like, yeah, I was like the medic which is just the worst job to have. Talk about a busy day at work, dude. If you're the medic storming
Not as busy
Normandy,
as my Monday, but yeah.
Well, he was, dude, that guy was fucked up, bro. It was crazy. But anyways, I'm done with the missions. I've played 9 of them, actually, in 9 different games. I'm over it. Let's find a different beach.
Yeah, it's like I don't care what game they put that in. I know exactly how to play the mission. It's that, I mean, it's the easiest mission to complete, right? But when that first came out, like Medal of Honor Frontline, doing that mission for the first time, unheard of. You get off, you're getting sprayed down by LMGs, unheard of. That was insane at the time. But yeah, it's so overdone at this point that it, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys will hear plenty about that in the next 5 months. Don't you worry. So there's a little preview of what you have coming. Last topic here. Raz and I weren't gonna officially announce this until later this year, but I guess we should just do it now. Effective immediately, the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast, is the Dropshot, a Battlefield podcast.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
So
that's a joke.
Yeah, we're just kidding.
Has a heart attack because he's dying.
Well,
and old. Hopefully he took his beta blockers. Otherwise, he is, of course, dead now.
Well,
we do not have a Battlefield podcast.
Yeah,
not yet.
Not yet.
Keep your eyes peeled.
So today, Battlefield 2042. That's I promise you, that's the last time I'm ever gonna say that number. Battlefield 2042 was officially announced. It'll be released October 25th of this year. So I don't care too much about the details. If you want to hear, go listen to the Objective Battlefield pod. But I do want to point this out because this is interesting. Tom Henderson tweeted out a couple images earlier. A story in 2 pictures. That's what I've titled this myself. I just came up with that right now. So
what a poet.
I'm a poet, dude.
What a story.
So let's hold on. Let's bring this up on the stream.
Let's just bring this
here's
up.
Here's a little title from Eurogamer, I think it was called. Change it. Modern Warfare won't have a Battle Royale mode. Infinity Ward confirms. This, of course, was written in August of 2019. So just so you guys know, if you're wondering if a Battle Royale is coming to a Modern Warfare game, it's not. Infinity Ward confirmed it. We won't see Warzone ever. Battle Royales don't exist. So I thought this was funny. Here's a title from today. Battlefield, a number, has no campaign and no Battle Royale mode. Interesting.
Super interesting.
If you believe that, stop listening right now. Please unsubscribe and never listen to an episode again. Because you're a fucking moron if you think the next Battlefield is not going to have a Battle Royale. So, of course, it hasn't been confirmed. There are genuinely people out there that think it won't have a BR, which is mind-blowing to me. Actually crazy. Yeah. So if you don't think they're not going to capitalize on a Battle Royale genre for their next title, I mean, what are you serious? I'm 100% certain Battlefield will have a BR, probably like Warzone. They're going to focus on releasing the video game. Then in Q1 of the following year, which makes it 2022, we're going to see a BR mode. Exactly like how Warzone did it. And I guarantee you it's going to be free to play. They're not going to charge for it. You know why? Because they see their buddies over at Activision. They're not buddies, of course. They're enemies. Making $3 million a day in microtransactions. EA is not simply watching Activision do that and they just say, I think we should just stick with like regular multiplayer this year. You know, let's just stick with that. If we do add a BR, we'll just call it like Firestorm. You just have to buy the game for it, so it'll be $70. Let's just do that this year. No, that's not fucking happening. EA is smarter than that. They're gonna put a BR in. It'll be out next year, I'm certain, and it'll be free to play, and it's gonna compete directly with Call of Duty Warzone. That's what I think.
Absolutely true. Of course that's true. And very well put, because, of course, common sense dictates this. I don't care what EA said. EA is not above lying to people, by the way, and many people who play Battlefield know that better than I do. But yeah, if you think exactly like Tanner said, that EA is just going to sit on its laurels and let Activision absolutely take all their money. You're just not paying attention.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're blended.
I don't know what to tell you.
You're so far blended.
Yeah, you're beyond a smoothie, really. And it's
you're almost
just,
back to a solid at that point. You've been blended so long.
We're in an alternate timeline where you're blended more than it's even possible to be blended. So there is, of course, going to be a BR. The only question is when. I think Q1 2022 seems pretty likely. However, a couple things to consider. Okay, Call of Duty has a new title every year. So if they skipped on releasing a new BR for a year, like they did for Cold War, well, that makes sense because they have a title every single year, and which is a giant cash grab. Battlefield has a new game every 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I think the last one was 3 years ago.
So if you're listening right now thinking, yeah, Battlefield isn't going to have a BR this time, they're going to wait until their next game to release one. You think they're going to wait another 3 or 4 years to release a BR?
They don't know what BRs will look like at that point. People may not be playing BRs in 3 years.
Yeah, exactly. There's no fucking chance. And then you might say, well, if you just don't know, you might say, well, Battlefield has never done a BR before. They're not going to start now. Well, yes, they have. It was called Firestorm. It was a catastrophic failure. But all that, what that indicates is that they are willing to try making a BR. So they both have the willingness and the motivation to do it. They will do it. The question is when. So the only thing that Tanner said that I maybe disagree with might not come out as soon as Q1 2022, because since they have 3-year release windows for their games, that might mean they are willing to spend a little more time developing the BR because it won't be awkward for them, because they can afford to wait an extra 6 months to release the BR because they don't have a new game coming out 3 months after.
True. Yeah, that's a really good point.
So it could be the case that Battlefield has a new BR and it comes out Q3 2022, just in time for holiday season, maybe. You know, these things are possible. But what is not possible is that they don't release a BR. There's no chance. I don't care what they said. They're lying. I mean, they know it. We know it. Plug in. Just like you said, they're not going to leave all that money on the table. There's no fucking chance.
Yeah, so something else that was interesting. Let me see if I can find the tweet because I forgot to put it in here. So they were talking about like the map size. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Yes. So apparently Battlefield's largest map size, this is according to Jack Frags, put out a video of it. Largest map size is the same as one of PUBG's maps called Vikendi? I don't know. Which is 5.9 kilometers squared? Is that 5.9
square kilometers?
Square kilometers. So yeah. So that right away tells me, okay, a map is that big, as large as a PUBG Battle Royale map, which I haven't played PUBG in forever. I think maybe 150 players. So they're going to put a map that's 64 versus 64 on a map that large, thinking that would play that well. Now, 2 thoughts. A map like that is designed in mind for a Battle Royale. Number 2, a lot of times Battlefield has maps where it's like you cap a certain area, it moves to a different region on the map. So if that's the case and this map is actually that size, it doesn't matter because a playable area is 1/10 of that at a time.
Yes.
Because you play in one area, you capture it, you move on to the next. So that's something that could be true also. But if they're making something that fucking big, to me that sounds more like they're setting it up for a Battle Royale. So, I mean, again, if you don't think this game has a BR, you haven't played video games the last 4 years, apparently. But yeah, so DICE had, on to the next subject here. DICE had, quote, no announcement to make at this time in regards to crossplay. I don't know how to think about this. I'm all over the place. I wrote these notes earlier. I don't necessarily entirely agree with them right now because I've been thinking about it more. This is what I wrote earlier,
Real quick before we get to this, they did release a gameplay trailer. I think we should briefly, before we move on, talk about the trailer itself and any other information we have on the title and what our thoughts on it were.
I didn't watch the trailer because it was a cinematic trailer and they don't matter. I watched a minute and a half and then turned it off.
Correct. And that is worth saying. Tanner and I were actually messaging each other about this afternoon, saying, and we were both just genuinely confused why everyone seems so excited and they feel like this trailer is a good omen for the game. If you're one of these people, stop it. It's a cinematic trailer. There was precisely no gameplay shown in the trailer released today. And no matter how good it looks, it simply doesn't matter at all. Because it's a cinematic trailer. And it's really good to make your game look cool when you spend 9 months on a 2-minute cutscene.
Yeah, exactly.
For your game.
Yeah.
Like, obviously. So, of course, it looks good. That shouldn't be surprising, but also it shouldn't get you excited. Now, it shouldn't disappoint you either, because it doesn't say anything about the gameplay, good or bad. So don't get excited, but don't get discouraged either. Although most people don't seem to be discouraged by the trailer, but it's just something worth mentioning. But they also went into detail about some of the new mechanics. One thing that's fucking hilarious to me. By the way, this just speaks to how much Battlefield is borrowing from Call of Duty. What did they do? They took out classes and they added specialists. Now, specialists are basically like classes, kind of. But instead of 4, there are 10 of them at launch. And they are not like demolition specialists. It's like actual specific people. So like Robbie McFuckstick. He has a grappling hook and he can move fast while ADS'd.
Yeah.
And it's like an actual guy. And they're calling these specialists. Sounds a lot like operators. That's what we have now. We have operator skins. We have microtransactions to sell different skins for existing operators who are actual people. Battlefield is just wholesale lifting this idea. I don't know how I feel about them removing classes to add specialists, by the way, because the specialists that we have details on seem very similar to what used to be classes. So like there's like some guy who's basically like the recon class used to be. He's got like the motion sensor thing and some other
It's
shit.
100% just taking place as the classes, yeah.
However, I don't think so, because if there were 4 classes, but now there's 10 unique specialists, did they just create like 6 new archetypes?
Well, that's true, because also, I think Tom Henderson said this earlier, I believe there's only 4 specialists on launch, and the other ones come with the battle passes and shit as the year progresses in year 1. And then I think, pretty sure that's what I read. And by the end of year 1, you're supposed to have all of them. So that is true. That does make it seem like it's different from classes, because why would they all not be there at launch? How do you balance that? I guess BO4 added different specialists as the year went on, and some ended up being extremely busted.
Yeah.
It just doesn't...
And they had ults.
It doesn't seem to fit well. I don't know.
I agree. So the 2 things I think are interesting about specialists in lieu of classes. Number 1 is, again, this just speaks to the fact that Battlefield is ready and willing to copy Call of Duty, and they've already announced they're doing it in this arena. Guess what other arena they're going to do it in? Making money. The making money arena. The entire reason for the existence of the title. Where does Activision make the most money? Their BR. So, number 1. This is just more evidence they're willing and able to copy from Call of Duty if they think it's going to make them more money. And if they're going to do it with specialists, you can bet your ass they're going to do it with the BR. Number 2 is, I think we will see dumb shit like ultimate abilities or operator abilities similar to Black Ops 4 operator abilities and ultimate abilities or whatever. I don't know. What were they called in BO4? Were they called ults? Ultimate?
I think they were called abilities, or I don't know.
Special, whatever.
Special abilities? I don't know.
They were fucking awful in that game. Now, they're not going to be that bad because Battlefield doesn't really have like 6v6. So I think they will have like dumb abilities like this, but it's going to matter less because it's just large scale game modes. But like one of them might be like call in like an APC, like a personal APC. Or one of them might be like a death machine or like a noob tube or some shit. And I hate that. This is just my personal opinion. This doesn't really relate to Call of Duty at all. But if that's true, I fucking hate it. And if there aren't any little operator abilities, then what's the point of specialists? Like, why would you want to have 10 classes instead of 4? You know? I guess the reason would be to sell cosmetic bundles. That would make sense. Because you'd rather have 10 operators or specialists to sell outfits for than just 4. It does seem very difficult to balance 10 different class archetypes. I don't know.
I don't think there is going to be much of a difference between them. I don't know. I feel like you're looking into it too much, literally just because it's called specialists. I feel like they're just renaming classes to specialists because it's like they are called. Where is he? Like they're called support, assault, engineer, recon. It's like those are class names. I think they're just renaming it essentially. And it's like, what does support have? They have a support pistol to revive and heal teammates from afar. So maybe like you're saying, it would be
reminds me of Overwatch.
It would be considered like an ult from BO4. Maybe your support pistol, you can only use it once every 5 minutes or something. But it's not like it's a fucking scythe from BO4 where you just get a machine gun and you can kill the entire team in half a second or something, you know?
Right. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Jen is saying the 10 specialists exist inside of the 4 classes. They have unique gear to them. I don't know. That hasn't been said anywhere that I've read things. It's literally just talking about specialists and the different specialists.
I didn't see that either.
And I mean, the true. Specialists are literally called assault, support, engineer, recon. So I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it's going to be, as we said earlier, 64 versus 64, 128 player max. However, if you're on last gen consoles, get scammed, upgrade, you're going to be limited to 32 versus 34, which is what Battlefield's pretty much always been, a 64 player max, of course. But
do you think the server browser goes away?
I don't know.
I don't think I've seen anything about that.
I've said the same thing earlier. I don't know. Because I want to think that crossplay and SBMM are both in this game. However, they can't do SBMM if there's a server browser. Doesn't exist. So correct. For the sake of the Battlefield community, I think a server browser is better. However, it is bad in a couple ways in that if you're really good, somebody will just ban you and you can't play on that server ever again. You're just banned. Good luck playing there. A lot of servers
are hosted by DICE themselves.
Some of them are hosted by DICE, right? And again, I haven't played last Battlefield, so I don't know what the difference is. I just know people like Enders, Battlefield streamers, he loves the server browser, but then I also hear him complain about like being kicked or banned from certain servers. So I don't know what servers he's on that he's getting banned from or whatever, because people think he's cheating or whatever. So I don't know. But more about crossplay. DICE had no announcement to make right now in regards to crossplay. So I wrote this earlier. Let me read it. Okay. Again, if you don't think Battlefield will have a crossplay, then you're an idiot. Crossplay is the future of gaming and here to stay. Don't like aim assist? Cool, me neither. Doesn't matter though. Don't like some K-Bam sweat flicking on you before you can even think? Cool, don't care. There's going to be crossplay. It's that simple.
True.
Then I thought about it for more of the day, and I was like, I don't know though, because then obviously there would be some disconnect with crossplay. If you're on PC, you can't play crossplay with somebody on an Xbox One, because how are they going to play 64 versus 64? So here's what I've kind of come to. I feel like there's still going to be a server browser, which means there won't be skill-based matchmaking. And I feel like certain servers will be either crossplay enabled or crossplay disabled. So there will be servers that are 32 versus 32. And if you have a Xbox One, a newest Xbox, what do they call it? Xbox Series X, and a PC with a RTX 3090 in it, you can play on that 32 versus 32 server. Now, there will be another server that's also 32 versus 32. And it's going to be PC only. I don't know if it'd be like controller versus mouse and keyboard input. Probably not. Probably just PC only.
Probably not.
Then there will be another server that's the 64 versus 64. That's only for PC and current gen consoles. Something like that. That sounds like it can make sense. However, that also sounds like it's breaking up the player base way too much. Because doing 128 player servers is also pretty damn risky if you're not doing crossplay. Battlefield is not a very popular game compared to Call of Duty right now. So think if those servers are 128 players, that may take a while to fill up a year into the game. And if Battlefield only puts out a game every 3 years, how are they going to expect those servers to fill when it's year 3 and there's no crossplay? That's the other thing. So I want to think crossplay is there. I don't want it in Battlefield, but I feel like it's going to be there because they know it keeps the game running longer. It lets more people be involved and play together. It lets one friend who, runs a Fortune 500 company and has a $10,000 PC, it lets him play with his little brother who's living on the streets and has an Xbox made in 2012, So it's like you want those people to be able to play together. So I don't know how you balance that. But all in all, I actually kind of like that idea that I was kind of thought of earlier, where like there's certain crossplay servers and then there's not, and you can choose which ones you play on. But all in all, I have no idea.
I like that idea, but I don't see the incentive EA would have to use it, because like you correctly pointed out, then they couldn't do engagement optimized matchmaking, which again, there's no way they're not looking into that.
Yeah.
Because it supposedly makes them money. And it does get real complicated with crossplay.
Exactly.
So if they did have server browser still, if there are those negatives on the EA side, what would be the positives on the EA side for allowing a server browser? I guess it would be to satisfy their consumer base. But then the question becomes, and this is what the question hinges on, I actually don't know the answer. How many Battlefield players care about a server browser, and how much do they care? And I just don't know.
The average person doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. It's
if that's true, then I don't think there will be a server browser.
Exactly. That that makes a lot of sense too, because it's like, if my dad wants to play Battlefield, he's going to load up the game, he's going to see the server browser and be like, what the fuck is this? What do I click on? They're going to be confused. So of course, the top 0.1% wants a server browser. They can choose where they play. But the average dipshit that's going to be buying the video game, they're going to want to just click play the game and it throw them in a random lobby.
Exactly.
That's the way it works now. I prefer server browsers. I always have. That's what I'm used to. I love having the option of picking what server you're on.
By ping.
By
how many people.
Yeah. If I join and there's some cheater in there, cool, I'll leave that server and just join a different one that I know doesn't have a cheater in it. There's a bunch of benefits to having a server browser. However, I don't think any of those benefits benefit the average shitty video game player. And Battlefield has a lot of those, by the way. Battlefield probably has more boomer type players than Call of Duty does. I feel like it's always been that way. At least I played a shitload of Battlefield. Granted, most of my Battlefield days were spent in mods. But those mods were full of boomers. Not talking negative about boomers. I'm just saying a lot of them preferred to just click play and join a game, because those guys I played with barely knew how their PC worked. But they were able to figure out the server browser. But still, for the average player, it's going to be a lot easier if you just click 64 versus 64. I want to play that. Cue me for that.
Yeah. Yep. And like Dub is saying, all the PC community cares about server browsers. I have no doubt that that's true. But I would guess Battlefield has a larger PC community, proportionally speaking, than Call of Duty does. But probably not by that much.
Do people even play Battlefield on console? I genuinely don't know if the last Battlefield game is available on console. Battlefield is a PC game, 100%. Always has been. Call of Duty's usually been the opposite. It's started on PC, it was never as popular, and it's always been a console first game. But Battlefield's always been a PC focused game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of questions.
A lot of questions today.
A lot of questions today for sure. A lot of fucking news today. So yeah, in summary, I hope there's a server browser. I don't expect there to be one, but it would be better if there was.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be big.
That's the biggest question. What is not a question is whether there will be a BR. Of course there will be. Yeah. That question is just, when does it come out? Not if. So, cool.
Part of me kind of wants crossplay to be there, just because Ender's streams are so fucking funny. If he starts streaming and dying to aim assist, oh my god, it's gonna be hilarious.
No one is funnier when they get mad than Ender's, actually.
There's not a person in this world that's more funny
He's
than
so
Ender's
fucking funny when he gets pissed, yeah.
Which is always, which is always, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, hey, I kind of want it, because you know what? I do it in Warzone. You can do it too. Figure it the fuck out. Get shit on, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
If they want to make the most money, that's what they're going to have. They're going to have skill-based matchmaking. They're going to not have server browser. They're going to have crossplay, and you're going to deal with it, and you're going to play the video game, and you're going to complain, unfortunately, and it's going to have a BR, of course. It's going to be free to play, etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. Whatever EA thinks is going to get them the most money is exactly what they're going to do, and I think it is every single thing you just listed. That's what I would expect.
Yeah. Now, EA is also a more greedy company than Activision, so they may not do a free-to-play Battle Royale, but they would lose so much money, I don't see them not doing that. But they're also so fucking scummy where they'd be like, no, let's make our BR $20 and then also have the Battle Pass system and something. I mean, I guess that's not scummy because it would cut back on cheaters, I'm sure, which Battlefield also has as an anti-cheat. Does it work perfectly? No, but at least they have some sort of program that stops some cheaters instead of literally nothing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for Battlefield. Very excited.
Nonetheless, I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited.
That's the other thing I forgot to mention on is the cinematic trailer. Yeah. If you think the video game is going to be good or bad from that cinematic trailer, I mean, I'm embarrassed for you. Cinematic trailers are cool for drawing hype, I guess. It was cool for me to turn off immediately because there was no gameplay and I didn't care about it. But regardless, all cinematic trailers do is show a little bit of the maps, which you see almost nothing from it, though. You just see usually an overhead view. You can kind of see some things like maybe if there's a certain vehicle, maybe there's certain guns, maybe operators look this way, but that stuff really doesn't matter that much. It's mostly based on kind of showing you the maps real quickly and maybe how they would play. But yeah, show me some gameplay. That's what I want to see. Show me some gameplay and give me the open beta, right?
Yeah. True. Yeah, and the gameplay trailer, Yeah, trailer, I guess. Gameplay trailer is going to release soon. I think it's this month, like the 19th or some shit.
Oh, really? No,
yeah.
Really?
That's what it said. In the
oh, I didn't know that.
End. Yeah. It said, like,
why would they release?
Reveal.
Why would they release a cinematic and then the same month do gameplay? Isn't that weird? That's like too close together. I feel like it makes sense. It feels like at least a month away. It's like, just give me the fucking gameplay too. What are you waiting for? I don't give a shit. I turned off your cinematic trailer. Give me the gameplay.
They want the engagement, dude.
When's
June
the open
13th?
beta?
Okay,
that's what I care about.
Oh wait, January, March, April,
June
May.
13th?
Oh, no. Yeah,
that's in 4 days. Why did you waste my time even putting a cinematic trailer on the internet?
True. Yeah.
I'm mad that they did that. Are you kidding me?
They wanted all the fucking. They wanted their game to be trending on Twitter, and then they're gonna wait 4 days and then do it again.
Why have I heard nothing about the gameplay trailer? I haven't even seen that date mentioned once. People are so fucking dumb for caring about the cinematic this much.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I think that about wraps it up. We're a Battlefield podcast again, if you guys didn't hear the first time.
It's just that simple. So the RSS feed will be changing. It's going to look different. We'll be getting a new logo. And this is, of course, our last podcast about Call of Duty, that video game. So
see ya.
See ya. No, it's a joke. All right. Yeah, that's it, boys and girls. We are going to go do a gameplay breakdown, but we'll wrap this bitch up for the podcast. Fucking listeners. Reminder that the tournament is on Saturday. There will be no episode on Saturday. We're doing the tournament instead. It is at 1 p.m. There's some confusion about when it starts. I don't know what this came from. We might have posted the wrong thing. It starts at 1 p.m. It is going to be on Verdansk now because we had a lot of last minute entries whom we are going to accommodate. So if you wanted to play on Rebirth Island, I apologize. Someone was going to get mauled and, you know, you got the short end of the straw. We may at some point do a Rebirth Island tournament, but I kind of doubt it. Just because we would have to just, well, maybe we could, but we would have to figure out a way to have everyone who wants to be involved. So that's our bad. This whole fucking fiasco. We didn't really, no one thought about the max player size. Tanner, me, or Goat didn't think we would fill up. And you guys applying didn't really think about it either. And that's because like we didn't like remind you. I didn't even know what the max player count was. We just didn't expect it because like no one signed up until the fucking last day, which is, you know, whatever. Your prerogative, but it filled up, so we're moving to Verdansk. So that is going to be on the 12th, 1 p.m. Be there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a disaster, and it's going to be a nightmare.
No,
it's going to be a fun one, though.
I mean, we're going to be drinking at noon because it's going to be so bad.
Oh, I'm going to drown my sorrows in alcohol, and there won't be an episode. So we have a Patreon hangout tomorrow as well, and that's going to be fun and exciting. The best way to support the program is always patreon.com/thedropshot. As little as $5 a month. We got bonus eps. We got weekly hangouts. We have community events like the tournament we're about to do. We have gameplay breakdowns like we're just about to do right now. And other shit. We're going to have discounts on the merch store for the Damascus tier, which should be coming soon. A lot of good shit. It's the best way for you guys to support the program if you feel so inclined. It's the best for us. We get the biggest cut. And it's the best for you because you guys get by far the most content by visiting the Patreon. So if you want to waste your money because you're dumb, do it there. Patreon.com/thedropshot. Thedropshot.com is your home for the podcast. Shit. We have all our links there to the Discord, to the Patreon, to the TikTok, to the YouTube, to the Twitch, to everything. So thedropshot.com. Check it out. And if you do support, thank you very much. You know, we're only doing this because of you guys. You fuel this enterprise. No Kirk. And we very much appreciate it. So with that said, boys and girls, that is it. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember, stay fucking humble.
Stay humble.